And headlining the prelims, we got two of the better welterweights in the world with Belal Muhammad taking on Sean Brady. And Sean Brady and Belal Muhammad, they've been both wreaking havoc on the division of late, doing it in similar fashion. Muhammad had a lot of striking battles early in his UFC fights. He's always fought to a smart game plan, and in his last two fights, he had opponents where he should have taken him down, and he did. He got takedowns and beat Vicente Luque and Stephen Thompson, who are two of the best strikers in the UFC. And Sean Brady, he's always been known for that heavy wrestling, grappling style. Brady's not fought in almost a year, but he's already proved that he's one of the best grapplers in the UFC. He dominated Michael Chiesa on the mat last November. He even took out Craig Jones in a grappling match in December of 2021. And Brady, after the Chiesa fight, had no surgery, so that's why he's not fought in a while. But he's confident. He's been calling out the top names, and he's getting what he asked for too, because he's fighting Belal Muhammad, another top 5 opponent. The winner of this fight sets themselves up for a number 1 contender fight, in my opinion. I can't see the winner of this fight having to win again more than once before they get the title shot. Brady is already 5-0 in the UFC. Muhammad is on an 8-fight unbeaten streak dating back to 2019. And this is definitely one of the biggest fights you can make at 170 pounds. Sean Brady, he's the leader of that Renzo Gracie Philly team, who I believe should get consideration for Gym of the Year in 2022. Renzo Gracie Philly has not produced any champions yet, but Sean Brady is knocking on that door. And they have other guys doing work in the UFC, like Pat Sabatini, Jeremiah Wells, Andre Petrosky. Sean Brady brings a classic Renzo Gracie Philly style too. He's extremely physical, strong grappler with solid wrestling and incredible jiu-jitsu. And Belal Muhammad continues to get these interesting stylistical matchups from the UFC. Recently, he fought guys like Wonder Boy, who's a specialist in the striking realm, and Muhammad took him down at will. He fought Damian Mai, who's a BJJ wizard, so he kept it standing and beat him up. And now he's getting another fighter in Sean Brady, who has okay striking, but is a bit of a specialist too when it comes to him wanting to wrestle predominantly and use his grappling. And Muhammad has had the perfect training camp to deal with someone like Brady. He's been working with Islam, Habib, and those guys. And if you can find better MMA wrestlers than that, you should call the UFC and give them their names. But having already fought the current champ, I'm sure Muhammad is extremely motivated, sees that title right over the horizon. And he's going to try to sprawl and brawl in this fight, keep it standing, I think. And Sean Brady is a good but not great striker. He has fast hands, good power, a really vicious left hook, really good 2-3s and 3-2s. He tries to throw heat and counter with 1-2s, 3-2s, and really tries to get fighters to back off with the power that he throws. He doesn't like to sit in the pocket and exchange too much. He doesn't throw too much volume. He tends to load up on his shots when he gets pressured. And an opponent with a good jab, good straight punches can clip him up a little bit. We saw him struggle in some rounds, even though he's undefeated. He lost the first round to Ismail Nardiev. He got backed up. He was unable to get the takedowns, and he got outstruck on the feet. And Brady also had moments in his fights against Michael Chiesa and Court McGee where he was backed up and touched up a little bit. But for Belal Muhammad, I would say he has to stay in Sean Brady's face, try to control the center, pressure and push Sean Brady back. Will also try to throw a lot of feints, try to get Brady to open up with the left hook or the right hand and then counter the counter. And I think Muhammad is going to try to mix in some wrestling too. So if he can get Brady backing up with the feints to get striking, level change, surprise him, and take him down, that could be a pivotal point in him winning the fight or kind of taking over in the fight. But I think that, for Sean Brady, he's going to have to get in his head that he's going to have to strike a little bit in this fight. I don't think he's just going to be able to go in there and grind out Belal Muhammad over 3 rounds with ease and just hold him down. I don't really see that happening. I think he's going to have faith in his hands and throw a little bit more, be a little bit more active, because I think that he does actually have faster hands, more powerful hands than Belal Muhammad. But Belal Muhammad, he obviously has a lot more rounds striking in real fights, and he's more comfortable there. And I expect him to try to keep it standing for the majority of that fight. I think that Belal Muhammad, he has that good pressure game, and he feints a lot. He'll switch stances. He has those heavy calf kicks and decent hands. And he's going to be trying to rip the body, come up to the head, throw a lot of volume, mix in those uppercuts, and try to throw strikes that make Brady not want to get takedowns. But Sean Brady is an amazing wrestler, man, especially against the cage. Really good chain wrestling there, really good trips. And in the open mat, Brady, I think, will struggle to get takedowns, and Muhammad needs to pressure and try to hold the center. But if Brady could push Muhammad back, I do see him getting the takedowns. And Brady has really good top control. He likes to sit in half guard and stay really heavy, try to work his ground and pound to open up the submission attempts. And he has good arm triangles, a really nice guillotine when he can get the back, he has good back control. And if he can get on top, he's usually going to control that round and win that round. But we have seen Brady in later rounds get a little bit tired. I do think Belal Muhammad has the superior cardio. And for Belal Muhammad, I do think he has the takedown defense to probably keep it standing for the majority of the fight. He might lose a round where he gets taken down, but I think for the large majority of the fight, it's going to be more stand-up. And I think Belal's going to try to just, mix it up, be tricky, and kind of outwit Sean Brady on the feet. But I honestly think that Sean Brady is going to be able to land the heavier punches, the cleaner left hooks, 2-3s, 3-2s, get the better of certain exchanges. I could see Muhammad having success with the volume and maybe landing, a lot of volume and it being a close fight. But I think Brady's going to land the more eye-popping shots. And I feel like Brady also is going to be the guy that could maybe take a round with the grappling. I don't see Belal Muhammad, even though I said he could maybe try to get a takedown. Even if he gets it, I don't think he's going to be able to control Sean Brady like Sean Brady could potentially control Belal. And yeah, it's interesting though, because I do worry about the cardio quite a bit for Brady. If he falls off the cliff midway through the second round, Belal could definitely take over, because we've already seen cardio issues from a guy like Sean Brady. He's going to have to travel over to Abu Dhabi. So that's, I think, definitely makes the fight closer. Belal Muhammad has been there for a while now, and he's, I believe, a cardio machine. So I don't think it's going to affect him to travel too much. But I just think Sean Brady on the feet can compete and do well there. I think he can win in certain exchanges. I think he can land the heavier punches. Even though I think Belal Muhammad may have the better cardio and kind of have to make Sean Brady weather a storm in the third round. I think the first two rounds, I think Brady could maybe steal one round by some cage pushing and maybe a couple takedowns and mat returns, and then maybe win another round by getting Belal Muhammad thinking about the takedowns, landing a big left hook or a few big combinations, big 3-2s, 2-3s, and winning that round pretty close. And then I would say Muhammad maybe takes the later round, like a third round. But I still think Sean Brady is going to do enough to get it done, move to 16-0. But man, I mean, this is a hell of a fight. Belal Muhammad, Sean Brady, something has to give here. Both these guys, I feel like, are extremely confident that they're top of their games in terms of technique, skill. They're, I believe Muhammad is kind of a little bit older, 34. Brady's 29. He has more time to stick in the game and maybe get there if he loses this fight. And Belal's a guy that is super determined, man. I mean, you can't really measure heart. You can't measure how much someone is working, outside of the cage before fight night. And Belal Muhammad is one of the hardest workers, and that's why he's been able to maximize his potential. But I think his run is going to come to an end here against Sean Brady. I think Sean Brady's going to be able to take a close decision here in a good fight where it'll be maybe a little bit sloppy striking, but I think Brady will get the better of it. It'll be entertaining, and then I think he might be able to steal one round with the grappling. So got to go with Sean Brady here.